Hello everyone, my name is Josh and today I'm going to be doing a brief unboxing and general overview of the Voyager 6200 UC from Plantronics. I was at Enterprise Connect 2018 this last week and had the fortune of getting my hands on one of these devices to take it for a test drive. I'm currently recording with the Plantronics 5200 UC, which just so happens to be one of the more convenient headsets, at least the form factor, right, for recording videos like my semi-frequent Teams recap wearing a cowboy hat. The hat gets in the way of your traditional headsets. So the single earpiece, or now this, which is a fairly unique form factor, we're going to see how this works, how it looks, and what the difference in audio quality is. So we'll walk through the unboxing, general overview, get a look for at what the look and feel is, and then do a quick comparison of the audio output in the 6200 as compared to what we currently hear in the 5200. All right. One thing I do want to call out about this video, it is not a review. If you're looking for a review and opinions and all that stuff, you'll have to look at a different video. That's not what I'm going to be doing here. This is just going to be more of a allowing you to get as much of a virtual hands-on as you can of the product as you're out there searching for what works best for you. And I just so happen to have the good fortune to be able to test drive this one. So I'm going to go ahead, start with opening the box. Okay, there we go. We have officially unboxed. Let's set the box aside. As we can see, the unit here is covered in plastic. We'll just go ahead and pull it right out of that plastic. Okay, there we go. We've got the little Plantronics logo on the case there. We've got our quick start guide up front, as well as the BT600, the Bluetooth dongle that it comes with. We just pull that right off. Let me set the case aside for a second. Well, the Bluetooth dongle is attached to this quick start guide with a little bit of that sticky goo stuff on there. So let's set this down for a moment. If you're familiar at all with Bluetooth devices from Plantronics, they all have a very similar looking dongle. At the very end, it says Plantronics on it. Kind of hard to make out. I don't know if it's going to focus in on that or not. But and then around the edges, we've got this little clear strip that lights up blue when it's in use, or lights up red when it's muted, whatever. We'll go ahead and set this down for now. Our quick start guide. I'm not going to go through this in depth because honestly, we're going to be going over what the quick start guide shows us for the most part, but just really quick, gives us a quick map of where all the buttons and features and functionality are. Bluetooth pairing over here, and then on the inside, we've got how to swap out the earbuds, just in case the earbud size that it comes with by default is not quite right fit for your ear. It does come with a series of other smaller or larger pieces depending on the size of your ears. So let's go ahead and open the case. Before we do that, this is a hard molded case. It's not a soft case. If we set this aside, we'll notice that the case for the Plantronics 8200 is a cloth, obviously very flexible. It's got a softer interior to protect the 8200, but I mean, the 8200 is a much larger, bulkier, heavier headset, a little more sturdy and solid. So it doesn't exactly need the protection of a hard molding, and it would also be hard to have a hard molding case that is reasonable enough in size to fit over this. So a difference in cases there. We'll set this aside. Again, hard molding, we flip it around. It is molded to properly hold this headset in place so it's not flying around everywhere inside the case when not in use. A couple indentations for where the earbuds go. Now, when you open this up, the earbud, the piece is not clipped in or held into place. So I wouldn't recommend holding it tilted forward like so, or straight up even. We'll want to go ahead and tilt this back as we open it. All right. We unzip. And we open it up. And there we go. We've got a pocket over here with all of our cords and other goodies. And then we've got the earbuds and the actual headset itself neck set in this case, sitting in the molded area over here. Let's set this aside. We'll take a look at what's in this pocket. First up, we have a couple ways that we can charge our device, and one of them is this handy little dock, if you will. It's got the PLT on there and a spot right down the middle that the device can cradle in. I believe it has a slight magnetism to it to hold it into place. But there's a little metal strip that connects to a metal strip on the device for charging. And as far as where the source is coming from for power, that's where the USB dongle plugs in the other end into a USB port on the computer, obviously, and this will just sit right on the desk and allow you to charge the device by setting it in there. That's about all there is there. Let's set that down. Next up, we have our USB cable. Pretty standard, not a lot to go over there. This can connect to either the little dock that I just showed you, or it can connect directly to the device itself. Maybe, you know, for quicker access to updating firmware, all that good stuff. So let's set that aside. And finally, we've got different size earbuds because one size does not fit all when it comes to our inner ear sizes. So, for instance, I've got smaller ears. I often need to downsize. There's a variety of sizes available to me, and if that might be the case. Let's set those aside, and now let's go ahead and, like I said, this is not clipped in or strapped in or anything, so you can just grab it and pull it right out. Okay, set our case down. Now, as we're looking at this, we've got the earbuds just kind of dangle down by the wires here. And this is a fairly flexible device. You don't want to twist it all the way around, obviously. There's some sensitive components inside, but it's fairly flexible. It's not hard and rigid and bulky or like the 8200. And as we put it on, it's just going to sit right around our neck and then right onto the top of our chest there. All right, so as you can see, if I were wearing a dress shirt with a collar, this thing could tuck right underneath that collar with the wires coming out the ends of the collar. It's almost not visible at that point aside from your earbuds. And then if you have longer hair that is let down, these things will hide with the wires underneath your hair even more so. So someone could potentially not even know you have a headset on. It's designed to be a lot more inconspicuous than some of the other models. Let's go ahead and take this back off so that we can take a look at all of our settings here. First things first, let's take a look at the very ends. These are where the mics are. So the mics are sitting down on the upper part of our chest. They're not on a boom mic like on the 5200 I'm wearing, and they're not on the earpieces exactly like you might have on your 8200. They sit down here. So we've got these mics right there. Okay. If we flip it up and we look at what would effectively be the top of the device, we've got a mute orange button over here, and we've got our volume control over here, up and down on the volume. All right. Now, flipping around to the inside, you can kind of see right here, but it's easier if I just flip these to what would be the bottom and angle it. You see this button right down here. That is our call control button for answering, hanging up calls, controlling our media, music, pause, play, fast forward, all that good stuff. And now we take a look at the very bottoms. Okay, we see that little metal piece. You can guess that's where the device fits into that cradle for charging earlier. So we've got that. That is exactly where it sits in. And then this right here, we've got this small little flap that kind of comes open, and you can charge the device that way or plug it directly into the laptop there as well. Just kind of a little plasticky piece. And try to fit that back in. Okay. Finally, on this side, we've got our power button and Bluetooth button. It's off right now. We flip it up and we see that green in there. That means the device is now on. See a little blue light blinking over there, actually showing us we're on. Okay. If we hold it up, then we can go into pairing mode for Bluetooth. But as it's currently on, if we were to plug in that Bluetooth device, we've now got a connection because it is automatically paired to that specific Bluetooth device. That's it for buttons on that side. On the other side, we've got a single button, and this is our active noise canceling button, on or off. All right, so now that we've taken a look at all the buttons and devices and functionality that comes from the device itself, let's go ahead and put this back on. All right, a little more effort to get it on over this hat. We're just going to put it here. What I'm going to do now is pause the video really quickly, swap out the USB dongles, and then turn the video back on. At that point, you should be hearing me through these speakers, these mics down here. Once you're hearing me through those mics, we'll proceed for another minute or so. I'll show you. You can see at that point if there's any difference in audio between the 5200 and the 6200, and then I'll show you what it looks like to have these actually in ear and what that whole experience is like. And that will be about it for this overview. All right, one moment. Okay, we are back. As you can see, I am no longer wearing the earpiece, but yet you still hear me. I am coming in through these mics right here. We're going to go ahead and show you now. And as far as a difference in the audio output from the 5200 to 6200, you can be the judge whether you hear any difference there or not, better, worse, same, whatever. I will know once I'm done making this video. I haven't yet had a chance to compare. So. For now, let's finish up with a demo of what this looks like here. Really quickly, you take a look at these. There's not a whole lot to dig into. These are the pieces you can swap out, okay, if you have a different ear size. You take a look at the rest of the earbud. There's not a whole lot else to go over there. It just sits right in your ear, like so. All right. They just sit right in there. And actually, I don't think I'm going to need to swap out the size for my ears, though my ears are smaller than usual. These seem to fit it okay, so I think we'll be all right with that. A forward-facing profile, that's the view you get. Side-facing, all right. How are my modeling skills? We're doing good here? Perfect. I just want to call out that the wires, while this is not wired into your device, it's Bluetooth in that respect. You do have a couple wires to deal with in terms of connecting the base piece to your earbuds. Not a huge deal. Even if I'm a big hand talker, as some people can be, nowhere are these wires really getting in my way. My hands aren't flying around up on my face. And as I turn my head from side to side, we don't seem to be having any kind of weird interference there with my face, the wires at all. It seems to be a pretty low profile presence on the whole device. So there you have it. I hope this helps in giving you a brief overview of what the 6200 has, what it looks like for someone to wear them, what someone wearing them sounds like in recorded audio and video. And I hope it helps you in your search for a headset. This is great for me. I might end up using this more and more for recording some of my team's recaps, as it allows me to, again, maintain freedom from having anything encroach upon the hat space. So a big thanks to Plantronics for allowing me to demo this this headset and get a feel for it. And I hope that this has been helpful. Please tune in to the next Teams Recap episode, and I hope we'll see you for the next product review on whatever and whenever that may be. Thank you, and adios.